Last week's manga didn't really give us anything significant to comment on. For many, it was literally crumbs. A rather sad chapter, just 7 pages that weren't even enough for an appetizer. But apparently, that so-called rest week the author took allowed us to enjoy a worthy chapter this time. A long chapter, full of action and surprising events. And of course, something we'd never seen before from Ricardo Martinez. Chapter 1496 starts right away with Yanoka. He's got the usual expectations. Ricardo Martinez will use the first round to analyze his opponent. That's why the Japanese boxer, his student, has to take this chance to pressure the world champion with everything he's got. He has to take advantage of this moment when the champion is acting passively, cautiously, and crush him. But despite the expectations and the usual pattern, it's Ricardo who throws the first punch, a left jab. Now, that might sound basic. A jab is usually a measuring tool, something to keep distance. But Ricardo isn't just jabbing, he's advancing. He's charging straight at the Tiger of Naniwa. Everyone's left speechless. Even Eiji Date, who supposedly knows Ricardo very well, is clearly caught off guard. But the most surprised of all is Ippo. He sees Ricardo breaking his usual pattern, and even if Ricardo's boxing is textbook, his punches still carry serious power. Just his jabs are enough to push the challenger back, and instead of staying at range, Ricardo keeps pressing, attacking forward, pushing the challenger onto the back foot. The champion is the one attacking first, says the commentator, surprising the Tiger with a flurry of 3 lefts. But before we go any further, let me ask something. Does Ricardo's attitude surprise me? Honestly, no. We readers are, in a way, omniscient. We've already seen inside Ricardo Martinez's mind. He was anxious. For the first time, he didn't know what would happen in the match. He couldn't analyze his opponent. And Ricardo himself told us he uses the first round to confirm his predictions, to adjust what he already expects to happen. But if there's no prediction, there's nothing to adjust, nothing to analyze, no data to compare, so he has no reason to stay passive. There's nothing in the challenger he needs to study. Of course, for us this makes sense, but the characters inside the manga, they have no idea what's going on. Back to the match. Something grabs Ricardo's attention. A monstrous left punch from the Tiger of Naniwa scrapes past Ricardo's guard and tears through the air. And if there's one thing I'll never get tired of praising, it's Moriawas' artwork. Say what you will about pacing or page count, but to draw this weekly, it's insane. And that look on Sendo's face, otherworldly. That brutal clash immediately stops Ricardo's charge. He covers up while the Japanese boxer flexes, swinging his arm in the air, showing he's ready for more. I also really like Ricardo's serious expression. It shows the immense respect he has for the challenger. He's not intimidated, even after feeling that destructive power firsthand. You can see the world champion's courage as he immediately turns to face the Tiger head-on. Ricardo himself admits he'll be in trouble if he lets the challenger set the pace. This is wild. It may sound like a simple line, but he's literally saying he could be in danger. Can you even imagine Ricardo Martinez in trouble? Because if a boxer says that, it could mean defeat is on the table. Then we jump to an epic double-page spread. Both fighters exchanging savage blows. Ricardo sticks to his left hand, throwing several punches at the Tiger of Naniwa, who manages to dodge and block all of them. And here I want to make a quick comment. Miyata once said he dominated the Japanese boxer in sparring, but he also made it clear it happened because the Tiger was trying to follow a strategy. Now he's fighting on pure instinct, and not even the best left in the manga can touch him. He dodges, blocks, and keeps pressing. It really reminds me of Ippo's chase after Vork Zangief in that recent sparring match back in Mexico, Ricardo's homeland. The crowd and the commentator are going wild. This first round is insanely intense. They're shocked Ricardo isn't analyzing first. And even from afar, Ippo can tell Ricardo's punches have more power than usual. Mari, the reporter, wonders aloud, does this mean Ricardo's losing control? But Miyata clarifies, this fight isn't about emotion, it's about one thing. I won't let you do whatever you want. And that for me makes it clear. Ricardo's savage side, his wild nature, is going to come out soon, because he has to keep the tiger in check. That's what he's trying to do with this aggressive first round, but we know how Sendo's wild side keeps escalating. Eventually, it'll go beyond Ricardo's control, and when that happens, Ricardo will have no choice but to unleash his own fury. Finally, the balance breaks. Ricardo lands a clean hit, a left hand as precise as a sniper's bullet, right on the challenger's head, sending him backward. The punch is so powerful, it forces the Japanese boxer to retreat. And now comes one of the most incredible and important moments of the chapter. We see the tiger preparing a left punch. Ricardo is completely aware of it, a punch coming from below. But on the next page, he gets hit up high on the guard from a different angle. Remember, this is the exact anti-Ricardo strategy Miyata described a few chapters ago. Sendo doesn't just fake going low and hit high. His instincts tell him that low punch won't land, so he switches to high at the last possible second. It's not just a feint, it's a total change of decision, driven by instinct, not logic. We jump into Sendos Mind. This is what he wanted from the start. He never backs down from a bare-knuckle brawl. Then we hit the best page of the chapter, no question. We see the tiger with a wild primal expression. The beast inside him roars, shaking the arena. Sendo's punches are so powerful that even though they only land on Ricardo's guard, they force the champion to stagger back violently. Ricardo barely manages to stop himself and gets ready to charge again. Yanoka, the trainer, yells, if he wants to brawl, then accept it. And of course, that's what the challenger does. He launches forward without hesitation, preparing a right hand. But the champion's perfect lefts start raining down again, landing on the retador's guard, keeping him at bay. The champion has taken control again. This was an explosive first round, nothing like the predictions made at the commentator's table. That Osaka commentator points it out, noting Ricardo Martinez has stepped out of his usual mold. And we end the chapter with Takamura reflecting. He's noticed something. Is it a secret about Ricardo, or something about the challenger, or maybe a prediction for how the match will end? That's where the chapter ends. And unfortunately next week there will be no manga. I think I've already shared all the thoughts I had during the recap, so don't forget to subscribe for more Hajime no Ippo videos. Good night, champ.